Hey, what's going on, YouTube and Facebook family? Man, I got something great I want to share with you today. I want to share with you a very powerful prophetic word, but then I really want to dive in and I want to do some teaching, and here is why. Because a lot of people, the weakness of the prophetic movement is people grab a prophetic word and then they will just take it for surface level and they won't ever do anything with it. Therefore, that leads to a whole lot of people who are frustrated, mad, heartbroken, let down. And so I want to dive into this word and I want to teach you some deeper things about what this means. So about a few weeks ago, I was just walking around our sanctuary praying, and I just kind of felt in my spirit wealth transfer. And I said, okay, it's a word I've heard a lot of people prophesy and declare over the past few years. I was walking around a few days later and I heard it again, wealth transfer, and I said, okay, that's a good word. I received that word, and I know that God is going to fund kingdom ministries, and so I was just praying on it. A few days later, heard it again, wealth transfer, and I just said, all right, Lord, you keep this thing just rolling over in my spirit. And I've just been kind of marinating in it, just seeing what you want to show me. And the Lord was speaking to me about wealth transfer. It's here, and it is still coming to a greater degree. So then for like the past week, I've just been sitting on this word, praying into this word, and God is constantly teaching me new things about this word. So I will have a greater understanding with a greater ramification of what God is speaking about wealth transfer. And there's a whole lot to this word. Now the problem is, somebody will hear this person say, oh, I receive wealth transfer. God, give me my money. Give me all that money. The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. I'm righteous. Friends, that is the weakness I'm talking about. Wealth transfer. The first thing I want to talk about is a good old-fashioned work ethic. God will put people in the right job, at the right place, at the right time to transfer wealth to them. I'm not talking about a job. I'm talking about prophetically being positioned for a purpose, for the use of the kingdom of God, and God to bless them. I have some people some great friends of mine that work for another company, and they were like, it's like this company blesses me, blesses me, blesses me. They keep giving me bonuses because they keep telling my friend, you're the main reason our business is growing. And he just says, I've told them, look, you pay me well. You compensate me well. You cover me with benefits. I'm fine, but thank you. There's a wealth transfer, okay? A lot of people don't like the thought about work, but there's other things that are happening. A lot of people have different thoughts about the stock market and cryptocurrencies. I know a lot of people who have, put finances towards a certain stock or a cryptocurrency, and then things just grew. I currently have one investment that I've been investing in for 3 months, and it has grown 500% in 3 months. I mean, that's a pretty good transfer right there. I did nothing to get this stock going. I did nothing to get these cryptos going. I just jumped in and there was a transfer. And there's another way that transfer is happening. Well, what does all this have to do with hearing God, being intimate with God? Also, there's times that my wife and I have been able to write a check to a certain ministry, to a nonprofit, or to a family that was really in need. There was a transfer there, okay? That was a good, healthy transfer right there. Another thing, when my wife and I started our health coaching business 23 months ago, that business has been great. It's helped us physically. It's helped us grow a lot of great relationships, and also financially, it has been a huge blessing to us. That's one of the reasons I love bringing on coaches onto our team. One reason is because to get people into optimum health, but also I love to help people get free, to be debt free, to get the weight of finances off of them. But to do that, you work. You jump into this program with us and you let us coach you and teach you, and train you, there is a transfer of wealth, because our business right now is one of the top 5 stocks that is growing. I've been tracking this. Our business is the second fastest growing company in America right now. It's just exploding. And that's according to Fortune magazine, not my words, Fortune magazine. And so there's a huge wealth transfer. Now, there's another thing that you got to understand. When you gain knowledge in a subject, that knowledge can unlock things to you. I remember when I got in the housing business, of course, I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I sat down with 2 of the biggest investors in our city. And both of these gentlemen were older. They each had over 100 houses paid for. There was a transfer of knowledge that they gave me that I was able to apply to that, and there was a wealth transfer that came from that knowledge. And so a lot of times in life, we're wanting a handout from God. Well, our God is not a God of welfare, but he will transfer knowledge from one person to the next. He can transfer wealth. But what I'm teaching you right now is, don't sit around with your hands out saying, oh God, just bless me, bless me. I had somebody message me the other day, and I talked to a lot of people, message me, and they're like, hey, we're waiting on our ship to come in. I'm like, you don't even live around water. They laughed. I'm thinking, I was being serious. This person's a good bit older than me, and they're just sitting around waiting on God. Another lady called a while back, and she said, hey, pray for me. I've been waiting for 40 years for my promise to come to pass. And she told me the promise. She said, I'm waiting on my money to come in. And she told me what she wanted to do, and I just think, good Lord, I could make that happen in 2 years. You've been waiting for 40 years that I could physically make that happen in 2 years. And so people don't have the understanding of, when you get a word like this, wealth transfer, well, God, what do you want me to do? Is it a job you want me to take? Is it something you want me to invest in? Do you want me to do real estate? Do you want me to do rent houses? Do you want me to, stock market, crypto? What is it? Do you want me to take a side job? What is it, Lord? You ask the Lord that. And so a lot of times, this is where people mess up. They grab a word like this, and then they go sit on their couch. They get in their lazy boy, and they become a lazy boy. And they just sit there. It's not going to happen like that. God needs to see you doing something. I love 2 Chronicles 16:9, for the eyes of the Lord move to and fro throughout the whole earth, that God can find somebody whose heart is loyal to them. He's looking for that person who's loyal. He's looking for that person that is working, that is doing something. I had a very wise man tell me one time, if you become an expert in your field, you will never lack anything in life. And that is so true, that when you become an expert in your field, you will have a wealth transfer to you. You look at somebody who plays pro sports, they grew up, shooting baskets, working out, playing football, constantly in the batting cage, hitting balls. And then when they go to the pros, when they go in, to baseball, football, basketball, hockey, whatever it may be, whatever they step into, there will be an instant wealth transfer. But it took a lot of work to get there. Somebody who becomes a doctor, they went through a lot of years of schooling and education, but when they start working, there will be a wealth transfer, and they make very good money. And so you have to understand, when you're praying for a wealth transfer, just don't sit around and wait for God to bless you. And the Lord has blessed my wife and I just through generous gifts and offerings. That has been a huge blessing to us, and I'm very thankful for those. But also, we've been a huge blessing to other people that has been a wealth transfer to them, because I've had times the Lord speak to me about giving, a good sum of money to somebody that I don't even know. And so don't y'all be asking me for money. I'm telling you, when God tells me to give, I give. People always be, hey, can you give me some finances? Only if God says so. So I want you to understand wealth transfer, okay? A lot of times when you have an idea, it could be starting a business, something, there will be a transfer behind it, because if God just gives you something and you just spend it, there's nothing else to it. But when there's a transfer and you've had something to do with it, you usually build a structure for that finances to keep on going. See, I'm looking for a river of finances, not a stagnant pond that is just, when it's gone, it's gone. I'm creating streams of income because I want to be a blessing. My wife and I are generous givers. Our heart is to give. Our heart is to bless people financially. That's why I talk about our health coaching business so much, and I don't apologize for it, because we've got a lot of people that have came in, joined this program with us, and they've worked hard, and some of them have actually, we have a compensation clause. You're not guaranteed to make anything, but the people that work hard and they do things the right way, they're compensated well. And a lot of times, a lot of them have quit their jobs within a year, and now they're doing this full time. And so when you do that, there is a transfer of wealth. I hope I'm talking to somebody today. There's a lot of ways out there that God can bless you, but God's not going to bless lazy bums that just sit around. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're like, I'm praying for a transfer of wealth. I said, well, what are you waiting on? Well, I'm praying that we get another stimulus. I said, you don't need another stimulus. We don't need another stimulus. In fact, not everybody gets stimulus. Just to let y'all know, there's a lot of people that don't get those checks, okay? They've already tapped into a wealth transfer. And so I just want to encourage you today. Wealth transfer is a word of the Lord. A lot of people have been prophesying it. A lot of people have been saying it, but I felt it in my spirit, and I sat on it for about 2 weeks before I released it, because I wanted to release some wisdom with it. And the wisdom is kind of like how I live my life. I live my life like this: work like it all depends on me, and pray like it all depends on God. Same thing. Get to work, do what you're called to do. This is what I ask God for. Okay, let me give you this one more nugget. Whenever my wife and I need finances, I don't pray, God, give me money. I say, God, give me an idea. And when I get that idea, money's going to follow. Anybody out there hear me? I don't ask for him to just to sit around and bless me. I ask for him to give me an idea, so that's like if somebody gives you $100, you spend the $100. But if you get you a side job, or you create a business that can create $500,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month, it just starts rolling in, and it's every month. Wealth transfer right there. And here's what you're going to find out about a lot of prophetic words in this day and age. The outcome is going to look different, and it's going to mean something different than you thought it would when you got it. And so receive it. If you want any more information of anything my wife and I do, go to jojoedawson.net. On the Contact Connect button, there's a place you can message me for prayer. I love praying for people. There's also a place you can message me about our health coaching business. I love helping people get healthy, and I love teaching people how to be health coaches. Love y'all. Have a blessed day.